In this little video, I test the power of practice. I'm gonna be drawing every day for 30 days and see if that deepens me somehow as a creature. You can try to do the same thing with basically anything you're good at. Force yourself to do it for 30 days and see how you expand, and maybe you will have a beneficial transformation of perception. And now enough with the fancy words, this isn't some hocus pocus. It's just about making an effort to practice something consciously every day, even though you're probably not gonna wanna do that. Oh yeah, and sorry about jump scaring with my beard. So yeah, this may come as a surprise to you, but I used to draw a lot when I was younger because, well, basically I had seen Dragon Ball Z and that was enough for me to start my drawing career. I started drawing like anime shit. I used to look at some picture from my screen and then I wanted to draw that. And then I remember my relatives thought I had some hidden talent and shit because I guess they thought I knew how to draw those characters from memory, but I didn't. And all my relatives wanted me to draw more, and so I did, because I was like 12. I started getting equipment for drawing and stuff. I had a big drawing compendium of mine. I still used to draw physically back in the day, but then I started researching drawing tablets and I got one of those bad ones. I made some horrible art on my PC that led me to almost quit because I was so bad at it. People draw these amazing drawings in like 1 hour and then I used to spend like 10 hours making some. It was some god-awful stuff which I wish I would have erased from my memory, like Light Yagami in Death Note, but unfortunately I can still remember them. I guess it comes as a surprise to you that I draw at all. I don't know how many fucking hobbies you need, but I guess I have them all. And now I want to draw every day for 30 days and see how well I could transform my stuff. And basically the first 3 nights I went to sleep probably like fucking crying because I was so bad at drawing and I was ashamed of myself. I wanted to draw this one thing that I had seen in Vienna, because I was in Vienna this fall and there was this nice structure there and I wanted to draw it because I thought this was gonna be some like fast, quick study. But then I was horribly slow at drawing it. I didn't know how to manifest the drawing like up from the thin air into something good because it was horrible for like 3 days. And as you can see, this is like 5 hours in probably. No, this can't be 5 hours. And it looked like this. So I was almost about to give up, but then I remembered there's this really good series on YouTube by Mark Brunette, and there's another guy who makes videos of people who basically submit their drawings and then he fixes them. And basically I try to consciously remember some of those lessons and try to rewatch them. But actually that's a lie because I didn't rewatch them, but in my mind I did, because this is what I struggled with for like 4 days. And then I moved on to some simpler stuff because I thought, let's go back to the basics. One of my interests in drawing is to draw buildings because I love buildings. I think they look really cool, and Vienna was also a large inspiration for me because I've never been in a city as beautiful as Vienna. It contains only beautiful buildings, the whole city. The building I live in looks horrible. It's basically a white box. And so this is the kind of shit show that I wanted to draw. So this is the first. It started with me making random shapes, random box-like shapes, and then you sort of carve into those blocks and see what you can make of it. It's a pretty cool concept. Pretty much every building consists of, well, squares essentially, and then you carve into them and see how that changes the depth. You have to sort of understand perspective drawing to do that. But yeah, I had some fun making that. Then I consulted some of my previous nightmares about the club. I have grown to despise the club more and more, and so I tried to consult all my previous nightmares and tried to make some landscape here that would basically look scary. You can see the exit there from the club. That's where I would like to go. Then there's a question mark because somebody probably tried to take that and then it wasn't actually an exit, which symbolizes the fact that when you're in a club you actually can't find the fucking exit, even though it should be right there. And then you can see the dance floor downstairs, but you have to go past all these kind of weird fucking monsters here. The Eye of Sauron up there looks at you when you enter the club, and then there's some fucking snake trying to poison you and shit. Then there's some dictator Hitler-like Nazi speech going on. After I had practiced these more fundamental drawings and where the outcome isn't really that important for a few days, then I had some newfound manifested confidence in finishing that painting of the place in Vienna. It's called Schönbrunn. Then the progress really accelerated a lot, and actually I became quite happy with this. I wouldn't say it's quite finished, but I don't think I'm gonna finish this anytime. Well, I guess this is finished. I guess we can call it that. Let's see how long it took. 7 hours for me to finish this. I modified it a bit and turned it into that, which you can see even though there was no nature of that sort real life. And then I wanted to consult some of my earlier drawings. This is my first digital drawing, and this I actually made on PC. Well, this is quite nice actually. So that's a drawing I'm quite happy with actually. And then this is the second drawing I made. I purchased an iPad and an Apple Pen. It's much more fun to draw on a screen because it reflects real life more. So this is inspired from a toy that I had. I had a yellow van toy and then I wanted to draw it in real life somehow. Then I thought this looked cool. Kind of like McCree from Overwatch. A simple drawing, but I guess I like the feeling. Then I tried to draw from Jujutsu Kaisen. This is the part where he makes like a domain expansion, but unfortunately I never really finished this. Then I wanted to make guts on a rooftop, but this is also a drawing that I never finished because took so long, but I think I have a better idea now on what I would do with this. And I have this picture called the Chingchong River, inspired from like Sekiro maybe. And I have this, basically a copy of something that some person on YouTube drew. And I wanted to just study how to make it yourself. I like the feeling in this one. Feels like Lord of the Rings, the elf place.
One does not simply walk into Mordor.
This is probably my first and only good drawing that I have actually made, and I'm really happy with this one. I drew this when I was in the military in the middle of the winter, when I was working a night shift, like guarding the brigade, because I used to be a military police there. Yeah, it wasn't voluntary, and I got so homesick that I drew my summer like cottage place, which is my grandparents. This was quite fast to make, like this was only I think 15 hours compared to this horrible guts drawing, which took 12 hours and which looks like this still. So I guess I had improved. Let's see when this is created. This is I think 1 year later. And I had been quite, 13 hours actually only. Yeah, January 2022. So this is like only half a year later actually, which showcased that I guess you can improve at drawing by staying diligent. And this is something I drew, which I wanted to make like basically my own house. Now I have to check if this camera is still recording because it's unreliable as well. And then I made this really quick drawing because I just wanted to make something. This took only like a few hours, which, well, I guess it shows I have improved, because this is also quite good considering it took, I think, let's see, it took 4.5 hours, this one, compared to my 12-hour guts drawing. And I learned that from this video. Then this is more recently, this one, I took a bit of a break, like probably more than 1 year, or actually a year and a half after that. I focused on making YouTube videos and fitness and working out and all this healthy stuff, which was good. But I was a bit sad that I had forgotten my roots in my artist's career. So it's inspired me to make this. This is basically drawn from an imaginary place with me and my 2 sisters when we used to be little kids and our family would go to Spain for some holiday trip. And I'm also quite happy with this one, the feeling in it. Oh yeah, you're gonna like this one. Well, only if you know about Berserk. This is a picture of Guts and Griffith, and this is my most ambitious project. It's inspired directly from this drawing, but basically I tried to paint it myself and try to make it a bit more cinematic, and I have spent an awful amount of time in this one. This has taken 38 hours on this drawing and it's still not quite finished, and I started this in 2021. Fuck man, 4 years later and I still haven't finished this. I want to make it perfect because this is such a beautiful scene in my eyes from Berserk. I want to make it perfect and like post it somewhere on the subreddit or something. I like this painting. This really forced me to learn about like the light and shadows and shit, and I have redrawn this also probably like 5 times because I was always unhappy with the color scheme that arose, and I'm still not quite sure what the light should actually look like on these trees around here. It should become more like the color they actually are the closer they get. But then it has recently snowed, so I'm not sure if the snow would have stayed on the trees, and I'm not sure to what extent the shadows should reflect like the color of the sky, and the color of the sky is like 2 different colors. Dark above because it's sunrise, and then it's red around there, so I don't know what colors the shadow should be made. I don't know how the colors transform as you move in the picture, and that has been an eternal project. And then this is one of my recent drawings, which is also unfinished, but which I'm quite happy with. I've been inspired greatly by an artist called Edgar Payne, and he makes really beautiful, like, I don't know how he's so good with light. And so I wanted to make a drawing which is focused on buildings and have it inspired by the style of Edgar Payne. And these buildings and this scenery is inspired by a part from a book called The Master and Margarita. This is basically like Pontius Pilate's temple from Jerusalem. You can see Jerusalem there in the background, and then this is basically supposed to be his temple, and these are supposed to be two white marble lions, and then, well, I guess I added this hill from my own inspiration. But yeah, I think I can make this quite good once I'm finished with it. And yeah, this drawing was basically what I wanted to finish at my 30 days of drawing every day, and I didn't. I have also spent a lot of time in this drawing already, 15 hours. 15 hours plus 7 hours plus all of my sketches in this sketchbook that I made. Here's some of the stuff I made during these 30 days. Yeah, 6 hours. So about 30 hours in 30 days, and I did improve because I got such a lot of inspiration from Edgar Payne to finish this painting. Even though I haven't really managed to tie this video together with what it was supposed to be about, I really believe that if you consciously practice something try like 30 days, whatever you want to improve at, just pick up that habit. Just force yourself to show up, because I just forced myself to sit down in front of my fucking iPad with my pen in my hand. Then you sort of automatically are gonna like make like 15 minutes of drawing, and then maybe you get into a flow state and maybe not. You're automatically gonna make some progress if you only show up. And some days it felt like I was going backwards, but sometimes you gotta take a step back to take 2 steps forward. And I guess I took a lot of steps forward during this period of time, because I'm happy with this drawing and I learned a lot about perspective drawing. I would like to continue and keep up with my drawing habits, although I have so many other ventures as well and so many other hobbies. I would like to be good at drawing, especially buildings. I'm gonna design some buildings someday. I try to notice more how the light plays part in different environments and whatever else fucking shit I've been talking about now. But yeah, sorry about this. I don't think any of my audience give a shit about drawing, to be frank, but I hope there's at least somebody out there who, well, you made it this far, so I guess you maybe found something useful in this video. But yeah, strength before weakness, journey before destination, and see ya.